And I think OG wants to still continue to play very fast. Despite having this Enigma on their lineup, I think they'll use him more as a pusher, if anything.
And this core Enigma is going to be in the mid lane, so it looks like a way to simultaneously shut no one down at the same time. So they can deny him a fair amount of creep, slow down his farm as a Storm Spirit. Were you surprised they picked Storm Spirit into the silencer?
I'm looking at OG's hero, and that's the only really annoying thing. He has items that he can get, like he can go Yules at some point to counter that too. And he has, I guess he doesn't really have anything that can save him outside of that. I'd imagine one of the VP's support heroes will get a Lotus Orb this game.
Yes.
Because it's very good.
Hope for the Lotus Orbs. We'll see.
The battle begins.
Scout out here. Both teams trying to figure out what the lane configuration is gonna be. And as a result, there is only one hero on each side of the map that is picking up the bounty runes. Now, the rotation might actually work in the bottom lane because Bristleback is already set up at his safe lane tower. So Virtus Pro, this is what they were looking for. Zayat and Resolution will body block the wave so that it runs into the tower and bounces off, in turn pushing into Virtus Pro. 3 is actually going to immediately be assaulted here as a long duration Fortune's End holds him in place. Now they just need to make sure to keep that poison sting damage ticking up. Resolution's got to be careful. The tower, though, 33 should eventually die here unless he could somehow juke it out, but no, that's going to be your first blood. Solo claims the kill.
I do like how fast VP's lineup can potentially play, though. They have a lot of run-at-you heroes. I mean, they're kind of going all in on this concept of just non-stop fighting. And OG, this game is slowing things down a little bit and trying to secure the later stages of the game, I think. And we'll see if that decision pays off. Maybe it's just... VP's like 4 long cooldown ulti draft, I felt, took it one step too far. But I don't think it's the worst idea to try to pick these like major teamfight ultis.
So you think that OG, their long cooldowns are manageable?
Yeah, they have a good balance because they have Tusk, Beastmaster, and Ember Spear too, right? Which are some of the fastest heroes in Dota.
Sure.
So there's a good mix and balance here.
A similar play was made in the top lane where OG body blocked Virtus Pro's wave, pushed it in, and then they pulled with the Tusk. They pulled that second wave back. So both teams are looking to be able to, in the off lane, pull the lane equilibrium to their advantage. What was the point of all this blitz? Was there a certain lane matchup one team was looking for?
Not entirely sure. I think Pango is fine against Beastmaster. I think they want this Dazzle, though, against Beastmaster. And I think they were trying to avoid getting tri-laned at top. Like, I think ILTW is fine here. If anything, I think VP should be pretty happy with the lanes, the way that they're set up.
Yeah. Zayats and Resolution. They're trying to keep 33 from getting any farm, but unfortunately for them, the creep wave is right underneath his tower in pretty much the perfect spot.
Yeah, but I think this laning phase is pretty good right now for VP.
Is that, and part of that had to do with this mid lane? Because it looks like no one is really far ahead.
Yeah, so the thing about this matchup is, yes, it's annoying getting some creeps tonight, but he can't deny you any other way. And he doesn't really harass you that much. You have good armor on Stormstreet, so all these little love taps that you receive from the Enigma doesn't bother you that much.
Back over the top lane, ILTW in some trouble here. The Fortune's End to try and purge out some of that damage, but there was more to come.
Any way to kill the Bristleback, it's going to be Tusk early game.
Yeah. Tusk early game, and then Arcane Curse to try and build up that damage while he's spamming out his quills.
Even the Silencer can play pretty fast with this Arcane Curse build.
Yeah, for sure.
Quite nice against the Bristle if Solo wastes the Purge. And ILTW is getting into some weird staring match right now while Sumail just kind of farms.
Trying to get the pull straight back. You can, if you time it perfectly, you can pull the hard camp straight through the tower, but that will be denied by No Tail. Back over to that mid lane, seems to be going a little bit better for Seb than before. He's trying to make his best use of those Eidolons in denying against no one.
Yeah, once you have a decent level of them, this should be okay. and he should have.
It's the early
Some
Eidolons
advantages.
you couldn't use to deny, right? It was just, they're too easily fed away.
Yeah, they don't really do anything. They're super weak if anybody runs into them.
Yeah.
Which is why we'll see when Enigmas try to jungle, you just get like one support hero to hit back. And Beastmaster is also having maybe the worst time, but in the exact same spot, OG is going to pick up another kill. 2-2, completely even. Both laners are getting the brunt of the damage.
And who is it worse for to be shut down this hard in the laning phase? Bristleback or a Beastmaster?
I think the Bristle, honestly.
Yeah.
Beastmaster will always be a roar and a hawk.
And Bristleback, his entire idea to output damage is dependent on him being able to survive through that burst damage that he's going to counter later on. So they are going to have to find a way for him to recover, and it looks like
he's
for now...
jungling right now, but so is the Beastmaster.
It's Soul Ring jungling. That's the way he's going to do it.
It's like, who got screwed harder? Both of us. Yes.
33 hasn't even managed to pick up level 2 of Call of the Wild yet.
Oh,
so
boy.
even his jungling is going to be very slow.
I mean, everything is terrible about this for both LTW and 33. Both of them are going to have to take a little bit of time before they're not just complete non-factors.
All right, finally got level 3 on the Beastmaster. He did it by soaking some experience away from mid. He's going to join his allies in trying to shut down the Bristleback. He said, screw it. My lane's terrible. Let me just go ahead and help make sure that Bristleback's game is equally terrible.
Haha, he's also not getting far.
Blocked out a little bit by the shards, has to work his way around it. The boar keeps on slowing down ILTW. He's being chased farther and farther. The tag team doing so much damage here. No one shows up. He's only level 5 here with a double poison touch, so maybe they can do something here. Solo, they can make sure 33 cannot TP away. And Soxa, he walks right on by Solo.
Of all the
now out of
people,
range.
the 2 people to die in this engagement. Like, yeah, I don't know why, but it's so funny.
No tell, he can TP out if he wants to.
I mean, this is definitely worse for the Bristleback, let me say.
Yeah.
This guy, he thrives on being ahead in these games. 33 is just running at him with boars. He doesn't care.
Okay, so maybe we're going to have the 2 totally gimped laners of this game match up against each other at bottom now, because Resolution will leave that lane now that he has his level 6.
Okay, ILTW is going to see 33 and they're just going to nod at each other and nothing will happen. Nobody will call for help at all. This is the most gentlemanly thing that you can possibly do.
Is this where you go the no deny game?
Yeah, exactly.
You just
help each other out. Free farm.
Gentlemen's
Both of you
agreement.
free farm.
We'll both farm. Nobody messes with
See, the
the
real
other.
scumbag move would be to call somebody down to bottom lane. Like, ILTW says, hey, get down here, let's kill 33 again. But I think what they should do is both of them just farm. And you just chill, and you get along, and that's just dandy. But in fact, ILTW has decided to go for the jungle. At some point, he will realize it's a fellow, you know, they're not part of the bourgeois. They're
Oh,
both
no,
poor.
no, he called in
Don't do it.
reinforcements.
Don't do it. I will
Oh.
respect you slightly less.
All right.
He's built up negative
Solo
karma.
backs off because obviously ILTW needs all the experience he can get.
Oh, really?
Let's see if Solo actually sticks around for him, though.
No, please. Just let these boys farm. They're in their own game now. These 2, just peas in a pod, they'll farm. The bottom lane is now denied to the rest of the game.
Oh, what is this resolution? Okay, I think NoTail might have seen that. He backs off now. 33 will not get ganked.
This is karma. 33 is just going to wait as they dive top, and they're going to lose their top tower now because of this move.
You are most gracious.
Should've let the boy farm. Let's see if he, NoTail is actually going to TP mid to collect some farm there. The haste rune spotted by Solo. He's going to see NoTail as well. Sees an opportunity for a Fortune's End. No one. He's going to grab the haste rune, and no, he's not going to zip.
I don't think he wants to go into that. I don't know if that's the easiest kill, as looks like Pango is giving up on this.
It's now mid lane. Both teams
Double wards.
walking around. Sentry on out. No tail. You're going to be saved by Seb here. Seb just kind of waiting.
Oh, he got blown up.
Oh, but
It
the
whipped.
ball halfway through.
What is with black holes today?
Grab Seb immediately. Now an opportunity for Rolling Thunder. If they want to pursue here, they can. The swashbuckle goes out. The Rolling Thunder. Nice snowball dodge and put it onto the Panko. He's pulling him off back. Now he can bounce him off the wall. No, he actually doesn't go for it. He just tries for a clean escape here. While Samael, he sees no one on that Storm Spirit. Has a bit of mana to work with and a Fairy Fire. So it'll take a lot here to bring him down. No one's actually going to turn, pull him into the tower, and try and jump, but a Sleight of Fist catches him right as he lands next to Zayat's dead in the grave, and Dazzle has no shallow grave to protect himself. A triple kill for Samael.
What a sick save by Saksa. I loved watching that. I was trying to hum the Batman theme. And at bottom lane, the two boys, they're sheltered to this world. They're just chilling, as we're going to see again. It all starts with Rezo. He pings out No-Tail. They blowed him. He got blown up so quickly. Watch this.
I don't think they expected that.
Boom. He's dead. And the roll passed. No one with the dodge, but Saksa with the perfect snowball. Look at this. Get this man. Ah! No, 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 no.
See, I thought he was going to bounce off the wall here and then bounce
And
into
come
the
back
two
in.
of them. But,
I don't think it mattered. It was not a good position anymore. Sumail with a really nice rotation.
And now Samael is up 1,000 net worth on anybody else in this game. Second being Resolution's Pangolier, who has yet to really get a good grip on this game. Hasn't found any big kills. He's gonna look for 1 on 33 here. He immediately gets Primal Roared up. He's gonna be taking some tower shots, but should be saved by Zayats. Now, the Rolling Thunder, it's still not gonna go off. He didn't actually ever cast it. Resolution just dies, and Zayats will also fall underneath the tower. Samael gets that double kill.
He protects his poor ass Beastmaster, but probably going to be a dead No-Tail here.
Yeah.
He was so poor in this game. Just leave him alone. Don't come bottom.
Don't go bottom.
Don't go bottom.
These poor boys need to be sheltered from all this violence in the world. Mid tower, it's about to go down. Seb making good use of this Enigma, does get denied. Now, going to be vortexed into the Rolling Thunder and just killed off. So what could have been a really nice pickup for him in just the tower gets denied.
He'll take that every day, though. Tower going down.
Still going the way of OG, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be really satisfied about that. Saksa needs to catch up, though. Quite underleveled. Zayat's on the other hand. He's already level 6. He's just going to farm up at top. I think OG want to pressure this Dazzle, not just let him free farm under the tower AFK. That would be the prescribed play for them.
Multiple TPs.
That is exactly what they're going to do. Zayat's
Following
smartly
Samael in.
backs up. And now the Beastmaster, like, look at him. He's almost got Necrobook 1. He's level 7. He's a roar. He's strong.
Dire's top tower
This
is under
Bristleback, on the other hand, has a Soul
Dire's
Ring
structures are fortified.
himself. He's level 7 too, but you're not going to feel this presence on the map.
No. I mean, he can be so easily nuked down. With just so few items like this. You can see he's very far away from his Vanguard.
Has fallen.
Okay, that's a rather large
This is the comeback for
ancient stack.
ILTW. This is his stimulus check.
Is under attack.
Get it for him.
Quill's building up.
Dire's
And that
top
1k
tower
gold
is
lead that OG had
Dire's structures are fortified.
taken over a bit by Virtus Pro and that big ancient stack. So they get through it. They're losing a lot of map control for it, though. They lost the top tower. Now OG continues to push into the tier 2. Of course, the Glyph is able to just deny the entire creep wave that was pushing in.
I don't know if I love that trade. They lost a lot of damage on that top tower.
Yeah.
And it took them a lot of different heroes to do that. And it's not like they pressured bottom. Like, if you're VP, I would like them to get on some lane. And that's why Rezo is still sticking around at bottom. Big fan of that. Sumail is going to catch Solo, who is 99% dead.
Yep, he does not have level 6 yet, so not even able to false promise himself. And now this tower is definitely dead. Virtus Pro, they'll take the trade-off of a tier 1 for a tier 2, but it's a very one-sided trade.
Top tower
I don't know if they can fight right now. So this like slight greed and the way that they're using their ultis, like we haven't even had to have any of the major ultis used. In fact, the first black hole missed is because the rest of the heroes can fight just fine. And Sumail's getting aggressive everywhere on the map. Soxa is too with the nice snowball saves. Like they're kind of doing it off the back of these three heroes right now. And they're using the Enigma mainly as a push hero, similar to how they use Seb normally, or
Sure.
33. Like they pick one hero that can just put so many different summons on the ground.
Yeah, last game it was an Abaddon with the Helma Dominator. Like
And then
there's very
Enchantress.
clearly a game plan.
Yeah, there's a
in
theme
how
here.
He takes control. Trying to grab him the silencer. The first target here, No Tail. He's not stunned, but doesn't go for the global. He holds on to it, and he'll hold on to it into his grave. Now he buys back, pops that global silence. His solo's going to be finished off here. Sumail looks for the next one in science. At the same time, ILTW.
Oh, he guessed wrong.
Juked it a little bit. Looks like Sumail did spot him, though, and he might still be able to run him down, or maybe not. The chains goes out. Sumail is actually out of mana. Of course, he does have that Aegis, but with very little mana to work with, he can't really chase down these heroes.
And that's not the worst thing in the world for VP. They had to both use buybacks. Only 29 gold. It was like not even 100 gold exchanged either way.
These kills are so worthless.
They're so bad now. It's so low. It's hilarious.
Storm Spirit has Akaya, a 3-man smoke up from OG. As even with that global silence on cooldown, they still want to keep it going. They have that black hole after all. They do have the Primal Roar as well. Sox is going to join them for this engagement, but they're not going to find any members of Virtus Pro. They very smartly pushed out the top lane, hid, and TP'd.
Yo, if they see them TP bottom and he pushes out, I think they can just go high ground on a line. I almost said OG. I think they could just go for it right now as Sumail's going to push mid. I think you just continue to go at top.
Just run the Eidolons in.
Yeah, why not? Maybe
Well,
they don't mech.
They don't have much of creep wave just yet.
Yeah.
Takes some time to get there.
He's not going to play on the black hole at all. He's just going to kind of play as a pusher. I like this. He's got the Eidolon attack range.
Okay, so better way to be able to siege the tower. Resolution doesn't put himself that far away from Sumail with that swashbuckle. So he will get chained up again. One more swashbuckle coming. Now they're going to be saving him. Resolution jumps a little bit farther away. He does have plenty of heals with that Vlad, so he should be fine. But Solo, no longer having a false promise, has no backup plan.
Oh, they lost the mech. Ah, Sam.
Ooh, what happened to his
Come
courier?
on, man.
No one's cutting the mid creep wave and kill the courier.
I mean, Seb's courier just died to the tower.
ILTW, he has a Vanguard, so he's kind of tanky, but OG, they are so strong right now with the tag team. They make short work of
That
that.
was very odd. He just kind of ran through them all.
Yeah, and they just beat through his passive. Those quills were not a problem at all.
That was pretty funny. ILTW is like, pardon me, just making my way here. Just trying to get back to the base, right?
He's like, I'm strong, guys. I have my Vanguard.
Oh, another courier's gonna die. What am I watching?
What the hell?
I just watched 4 or 5 couriers die at once.
These boys need to get... Oh, there's another one. Go to me.
Are you
Go
serious?
me. Go me. Go me.
Radiant's courier.
Oh my god, what? Who still hasn't... What is this game? Like,
All right. So Sumail still has his courier, and Virtus Pro still have 4 couriers on their side.
okay, nice.
So in half the couriers in this
Half the
game have
couriers
died.
are just gone, I guess. Interesting strategy.
Zayat hiding out here in the bottom lane. Once again, Virtus Pro are resorting to cutting creep waves very, very deep on OG's side of the map. It hasn't worked for them before when they're in this scenario
Yeah,
against
but what
OG.
else are you supposed to do at this point? I feel like this is really your only move right now.
They're just a bit too far behind.
Yeah, and the only reason Sumail hasn't lost his courier is because he's waiting for his Deso, so maybe it's a good thing he doesn't quite have the money for it.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's paid off for him.
And look at that. Zayat pops out in that bottom lane. Cuts one way.
Hello.
But
Dire's bottom
OG, they've been really good about hunting these heroes when they go for plays like this, and Zayat has indeed been caught. Still has a snowball just in case he gets off the Shallow Grave and tries to go for the TP. Zayat doesn't even bother because he knows. You did, boy.
I like how he charged it to full, just as an extra,
Yeah.
just as the last measure.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming for your ass.
Oh, Lord.
13-7, 1,000 gold lead for OG. So really, it's not that big of a difference. Maybe some of the creep cutting is...
They're farming, dude.
It's doing its work.
Yeah, it's because OG are still only getting support kills here. Revolution is still doing just fine. 33 is going to whiff on the axes, and he should know that somebody's farming these.
It does feel like, though, that it's going to be a game that is entirely on no one because of how far behind ILTW is.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And he's not going for a build that will scale the best. So the biggest problem with Storm playing against Silencer is you have to build Yules early instead of going for Bloodstone.
Okay.
But Yules does not feel like a complete option because there's still stuns on the enemy team, right? So it just sort of sucks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In conclusion, it sort of just sucks.
And this is a Storm Spirit that has a very, very bad win rate here at ESL 1 LA. So no one. Maybe it's time to earn that MVP performance that he has been lauded for so many times. If he can do it in this game 5, it would certainly be worthy. What is that item on the ground? It's a raindrop.
We might actually get a long game. I've got hopes.
Got hopes?
I've got some hopes.
Yeah, because it's not like OG have to really, like, they know ILTW's game is terrible.
Yeah.
Pango, you know, it can scale into the late game for sure, but most of this is going to be back just off the back of no one. And they have some great late game heroes like the Enigma.
He's going to hit a few heroes. They're going to get complete vision control now. I mean, VP see nothing right now. They are scared boys.
Blind as bats.
Their vision is not amazing. Resolu's going to try to pick up some bounty runes. Whereas look at how much vision OG gets to the map.
Yeah. Just at the sign of almost any hero, Virtus Pro has to retreat and blow some
Pango Ball misses. Nice
Pango
dodge.
Ball, Samael was able to get his remnant before he jumps back.
This is 2 ultis expended by VP. ILTW, you've got to start being a little bit careful here. Seb is now coming in for this. They don't have False Promise anymore, nor do they have the Pango Ball. Surely you can just purge off this silence, but instead he goes for it on the Enigma, and they've got to be careful.
Samael double chain. Solo's still there to try and protect against some of the magic damage, but it's too much physical. Samael's going to be pulled back in. Can they finish him off? They actually got him. The black hole. It comes a little too late. The global silence is down. They do manage to catch the Storm Spirit as he zipped in, but he's kind of healthy. He gets burned about. Malphite. Oh, he gets away with barely out. He pops the bottle, and he's going to be fine. And look at ILTW. Maybe he can get his revenge, but he's so slow underneath all this. The boars, they're keeping him in place. The Crimson Guard goes off. His back is turned, but bit by bit, piece by piece, he may just end up going down the heel. The heel. It's Solo. He's managed to keep him alive. Now Resolution's looking to be able to slow him down. No one's back, baby. He barely survived through that team fight, and now he's back to exact his revenge. He's going to be able to pop that Yule Scepter onto 33, allow Resolution to catch up to seal the deal. They're going to go for the Boar and the Beastmaster.
Wow, they
Double
held
kill for no one.
They decided to go because so many different things were on cooldown, but no one... he gets the tip and he deserves it. The Yules onto the Enigma. They didn't really get to use any of those big teamfight ultis properly at all.
No, not at all. No Tail thought he was going to protect the black hole with the global silence, but the offensive Yules.
Let's see it again. So right here, they're starting to clump up a little bit, but Sumail goes in so deep, and all it takes is one stun. And this was perfect positioning by no one. He drags him back. Then he gets to go back in. That was so neat by no one. He commits by pulling him from the high ground. And obviously the Enigma has no choice. He thinks, maybe I can still save my Ember here. But he's just out of range. Then he gets the Yule Scepter off. This Storm Spirit, he pulls them back. He lives with like 50 HP. ILTW survives. Then he finally comes back in after healing and just spamming out clarities. Really well done from VP. Finally, we get a game.
The Storm lives on line 25 health. The Bristleback lives on 100. OG. They barely missed out on a great team fight for themselves. Instead,
VP.
it turns the other way around in Virtus Pro. They're now ahead in net worth.
They did that so well. Cannot commend them enough. And it's really Sumail just jumping in thinking he's invincible. And he might have been if the rest of his team, you know, had vision of that high ground.
Low ground, they're going to go for him, trying to burst him down as quick as possible. But he does manage to get off the snowball, goes a small distance away. That Lotus Orb, but not protecting Resolution. As the Global Silence went down afterwards, he needs to be able to get that swashbuckle up. The saves are coming in, though. 2 different defensive supports will allow this Pango to be able to get back.
Now he's going to get his ball up.
Tries to go for the Ember Spirit, but Sumail's already jumped away. 1 remnant up, needs another one to get to the high ground before Resolution's here. Dodges that ball, but it keeps on trucking. Finally, he bumps him out. No,
dodges it again.
Does manage to dodge it back over to Solo. He's been caught by Saksa. He's going to be chased down by the support while the Beastmaster's stuck in as well. The Shard's going to be able to block him out, and he should be dead. Virtus Pro keep on moving forward. Seb, they spawn him next. But Sumail, he's got a surprise for him. Comes back in with the 3-minute blitz over the old scepter. It goes down, stopping that what could have been a game-winning fight. But now it's the turnaround. Sumail caught up in the remnant, pulled back in by the Vortex. He's not able to jump away. Science dies to No Tail, but it is a dying croak from No Tail. He goes down. 3 dead on the side of OG, and they just keep on looking for more. Resolution with this Lotus Orb feeling like he's invincible right now. Goes past this tier 1 tower. The Shards goes out. He's jumped up in the air by the punch. He still has his swashbuckle to go. Maybe baiting in Seb and Saksa, seeing if they'll overcommit into ILTW, but no. OG, they know it's time to be able to reset. They've saved their tower. That's what was important.
What's important here is that they're saving their supports on the side of VP.
Yeah.
All 3 cores, if you keep going on this Pangolier, he doesn't care. He has so many different ways to get healed. He has 2 different saves. When you take fights on the big, bad, tanky cores like this is what saving supports love. Then it's just you're playing WoW or something, right? You just sit back, you cast your spells, you get to be the healer. Multiple different saves on the Pangolier, and they just overcommit and they run out of damage at some point, OG. And they're relying on this black hole. We see the odds right now doubled up, but they're relying way too much on this black hole, and no one is outplaying Seb every single time.
Yeah, it certainly is. Great
he needs to catch
by him.
If you look at VP's lineup, the only thing that really stops him is the Pango if he gets like a bash or something, or the Storm using him repeatedly. And that's why he's going to go for a blink. He wants a better position. But VP, I mean, they've set themselves up for a pretty good mid game. We're finally going to get a pretty even 25-minute mark. And the Lotus Orb that I talked about, it's so important. Rezo gets it. There's so much single target.
Clutch, big time. He's been removing a lot of those abilities. Alphys, he's been removing Arcane's Curse.
Regardless of who wins this particular game, I think right now no one is overperforming on this Storm.
Yeah.
8-1-2. He's against really difficult heroes for him to play against, like Ember Spirit, the Silencer, the Beastmaster. His positioning has been quite literally flawless.
Sumail, maybe thinking that he needs a BKB. Just not sure whether or not he's going to go for that. He has the Ogre Club. But he has Chrysalis queued up. Does he have a BKB on a courier somewhere?
And the zip in. He fights
pulling back. This means no global silence in the fight. This means OG has to immediately retreat. Resolution is not able to get the extra hero. Gets stuck on the cliff instead. They're not careful though. OG may strike back as they see an opportunity to be able to burst down that 5 position. They immediately
need to protect their supports.
The buyback as well. Desias, he's been caught as well. Tries to go for the shallow grade TP out. ILTW stalled off by the Malphis as well. They're going to go from killing these 2 supports, now being able to take on the big tanky cores. ILTW trapped by the Shards, just turning his back to him, delivering what damage he can before he finally dies. No one's going to come over from the side though. Trying to go for a pickoff on his Seb, but Seb's too tanky, especially with that Essence Ring. And he's got to beware of 33 with that Blink Dagger. 1 Primal Roar, and this game could be over for no one.
That was a big mistake from VP. They win a team fight, or they kill the Silencer, and they're in a good spot, and they split up. The supports decide to go one way, the cores go the other. Real rough for them. You have to stay together at this point. You see how easy it is for OG to win team fights when they get on top of the supports?
Yeah.
Have to protect your 4 and 5. You have to be in front of them, but instead they go far to the left, way out of reach. And without the global silence VP, they want to take this fight. Resolution, he's in there. He's going to bounce back a lot of spells. Gets False Promise.
False Promise. He's going to be okay to get off the Rolling Thunder. Now he's going to try and hit some heroes here. He can't get Seb on the wall and allows Seb to be able to blink away.
If he gets Seb there, it's so huge.
2 ultimates now on cooldown. OG Which do they choose? Do they march into that high ground, or do they take the Roshan? It looks like with the tag team, they'll opt for Roche.
And they got Deso. Seb, he's so critical to this. He's had a few bad black holes, 2 instantly canceled, 1 miss. But all it takes is 1 for you to win a finals.
Resolution. Once again, trying to make himself the target, has the Lotus Orb, has both defensive supports on the high ground ready to play for him.
She's getting really low right now. Storm finds a Mindbreaker.
No one is pretty far away. Is he going to go for a long zip in? It's looking like he might. They're trying to get the information. There's the zip through. Doesn't do that much damage, though. Zep, he's able to take off most of it with the Guardian Grease. He got off the S-string, and now the Primal Roar. It's onto the Sword Trip, but a Lotus Sword saves him. It puts him in the snowball. Do they have a stun to be able to catch him? No, he immediately breaks the snowball to be able to zip onto 33.
Watch for Seb. He still has
Goes
it.
for the black hole. Up to 2. No one can't really stop it. He's out of mana now, and that's just going to hold on through. They do manage to get the Shallow Grape off on the Solo. Solo survives a little bit longer to get off some heals, but now the global silence. The global silence with the ice shards as well. They're stuck. He pops the Healing Scepter, a zip away, but no one chains. It'll hold him in place. No one goes down. No buyback available for no one either. It's only going to be this 3-man from Virtus Pro. They're trying to escort ILTW out of here, but the chase continues for OG. They're going to leave behind Zayat, but Solo's up next. Saxa with the ice shard, scouts for him, doesn't find him. So they say, good enough for us. Let's take that Roshan, boys.
VP, if you watch back this replay, it's all going to come down to that one moment where the 2 supports to split after they kill Silencer to de-ward and get wards up on this left side. It forces ILTW to buy back. It puts them into such a weird position. I mean, you're under vision this entire time. Seb was very, very patient with his black hole. He finally gets it off for a decent duration. Catches all 3 heroes here. Zayat, in fact, doesn't get hit in it, and he does get his save off, but the full duration is more than enough. All the supports are quite low after that. The global silence, as the Yules comes down, he grabs the chain, perfect timing. And that's the way it goes.
This OG team, I mean, they haven't been able to lock down no one so much, but no one is unable to really kill anybody in these fights. This Guardian Grease from Seb, as you said, they're going to use it, this Enigma, as a momentum hero. They're going to use it to push down towers, get all these team fight items, and have an advantage to a point where no one struggles to be able to get even just a single pickoff.
Yeah, but how much more can you ask out of this guy? No one, I feel, has won so many different team fights for them in a row.
Certainly. Saxa, good use of the snowball there to be able to get to low ground off of the neutral creep camp. And he goes back in onto ILTW. They do purge up Samael. Samael may just end up dying here. He's going to go try and get on top of Solo here. He gets off the Shallow Grave and the False Promise. ILTW's going to leave his support behind and try and retreat, but most of OG, they're circling around.
This guy doesn't have buyback.
They know if they can catch him here, they're going to use the Primal Roar. Now he's got his back turned to some of them, but there's so many heroes here. Can they possibly bail him out? The Lotus Orb goes down. The Rolling Thunder is going to bounce on through, hitting Samael, hitting 33. The Ice Shard's going to block him in a little bit longer.
Did they go too far?
Out, but they've actually healed him thanks to the Dazzle. The Rolling Thunder continues to hit 33. Managed to blink away from that last dodge that may have actually killed him, while no one tried to go for the kill onto Samael. But Samael is actually going to be fine. OG and Virtus Pro both struggling to be able to bring down some heroes there as the heals come out from the Guardian Greaves from Zayat.
And both lineups are so tanky.
This ILTW Bristleback with a Crimson Guard and an Assault Cuirass. They cannot overcommit on him, expecting him to go down easy.
But they're going to commit to the high ground. They do have the black hole, but Seb way up in front. Rezo makes it over the wall. And with the swashbuckle, they should be able to hold this far more than enough time for their Oracle to be back.
Yeah, with the Bristleback and a Crimson Guard, it's so hard to push that tier 3. Rezo does opt for the damage talent for his level 20, which is not terribly surprising, seeing his damage is the #1 issue for Virtus Pro. Level 20 talent coming in soon for no one's Storm Spirit. Nice catch. Resolution. Once again, that Lotus Orb protecting him. Gets off the Rolling Thunder inside of his own snowball there.
Goodbye.
And he's away to safety.
The next day.
Resolution. Bit of a cheeky all chat from him. But it still doesn't change the fact that OG are in control of this game. They're not actually up in net worth, maybe by the slightest margins, but it does feel like they're the ones always playing on VP's side of the map. And if they just win one big team fight,
Yes.
that's going to crack open VP's base.
And VP realistically need about 3 fights before they can do something map control that they get back. We saw they win one fight and both their supports get caught out and we lead to this disaster. They have to be full at all times. You cannot get cocky. You cannot lose focus for a second. If OG sees your supports, they know that's their chance to win the game. But this is the kind of game that I was expecting. 24 to 15, just a kill a minute, just brawling, 5-on-5 fights, where positioning is all that matters. We're
Dota
finally
Plus.
having a game 5.
Dota Plus says the game is dead even, 51-49 now.
It feels that way.
Yeah. Because OG do not have the clearest way to break high ground, particularly against a Bristleback Storm Spirit duo, but they seemingly take team fights with ease.
And
Zoxa spotted. Resolution. Can he get off the Lotus Orb? He does not. He tried to go for the Rolling Thunder instead and gets caught in the process.
just gets a little bit too cocky. He was getting too comfortable with surviving those positions.
Yeah, now with a pickoff like that, it's time for OG to try and force a buyback out of Virtus Pro.
How many teams do you see only with a 1K lead like this try to go for it? They just lost their Aegis, but they're playing off the fact that Rezo is dead. He does have his buyback.
They can show Seb here. Hey, look at me. I've got Blink Dagger and Guardian Grease. Nothing to worry about. If he backs off now and collects his BKB, it may come as a shock to Virtus Pro in this next team fight.
They're waiting, and now they don't have an easy cancel for this BKB black hole. Seb,
BKB, it's here now.
but they'll have clicked and seen the courier come forward. But this is going to finally mean the tier 3 towers, they've finally broken out that outer shell.
They still have ILTW there, though. Arcane's curse, it just doesn't go away with the Bristleback. He had to use Fortune's Head to purge it off of him.
Fresh set of Eidolon. That's the punch.
Zoxa sees his opportunity. Just a small window to punch ILTW in the face. Misses the shards, though. Okay, a smoke up from no one.
I think he was trying to get bounty runes and push out this bottom lane.
Okay.
But he'll be way too late for it. Yeah, he's trying to go for the bounty runes. See Sumail, I think. That'll probably confirm to him that all of them have been taken at them. That's why he breaks his smoke. Starts to push out that bottom lane. Now it's a 4K gold lead for OG. They've controlled this entire triangle area. They're farming up pretty much everything that there is on the map. Most likely going to wait for the next Aegis.
No one's going to have to play this game so well. There's now not just a Blink Dagger, but also a Shadow Blade on 33. He can truly just play for hunting this Storm Spirit.
And he is. He realized how easy that fight looked when he finally got roared off.
Yep.
And no one has outplayed him for such a long period of time, but eventually you're going to get caught. He does have the Aghanim Scepter now. Big team fight item for the Storm Spirit. This is the build that most of the Storms go nowadays. But he has to be so careful about not getting roared VP.
33 pushes out
Your
again.
supports here.
Look at them just run past the supports. Immediately going to be targeted. Solo does have the Shallow Grave on him. Tries to walk it off with a Glimmer Cape. He's going to be okay, but Science needs to save. They're going to have to use that.
They save each other.
There's no one with the triple electric vortex with the Rolling Thunder on through.
Oh, he didn't get his BKB off.
Seb, they've taken him out, but the two supports are also going to die, and no one is low on mana right now. Science is actually saved. There was an appeal coming in that they only lost their 5 position. A buyback came out from Seb there. That was a 5 for a core.
Yeah, and Seb, just in the center of everything. It's ping-ponged around, just bounced up in the air non-stop. Could not fall to the ground and get his BKB off.
A beautiful combination from No One and Resolution. That AoE Vortex with the Rolling Thunder, that's the winning combination for
They're going to play to
Pro.
win here, though.
But even then, they only got the one Walrus Punch to the face. ILTW trying to put his back to everybody, has the Lotus Orb, and has Science behind him. So he's kind of comfortable with this. Electric Vortex going out just for a bit more damage. They're going to try and clear through these siege creeps that are currently assaulting their tier 3 tower. OG, they back off. Head Seb back over to that mid lane.
You could see that OG, as soon as they left their base and they had vision of the two supports, what their priorities really are. But that was really well done by VP. Their two supports actually saved each other.
Yeah.
One guy false promises, one guy graves. It was really cute. Something like, we're in this together, bro. Like, screw our course. As long as we survive.
The smoke up behind ILTW. ILTW pushing forward very aggressively, and OG should certainly know. This is the first time that ILTW has pushed past this line. And they are a bit wary of him for now.
And OG fans are pleading with Seb. You've got to get this BKB Blink Black Hole off. This game is still in your hands. I would still say it's OG favored. They don't have an easy way to cancel this. The only way that he gets caught out is when the storm comes through, but that surprise factor is now gone. So they're going to jump.
They see the Stormshare in the top lane, so immediately they try and jump ILTW solo.
He's very tanky. They will not
give him
commit
the
for
Glimmer
this.
Cape. They're not going to overdo it here. They don't overcommit for ILTW, and the supports also don't commit some of their defensive abilities just yet. The Stormshare jumps over the side. They see him. Oh, there goes the Global Silence. No one. He still has the Yule Scepter, though, and Seb
perfect
does
by
not
no one.
bother to go for it.
Yules is himself, and now they've got to get out. They're going to lose a silencer here for
no
free.
kill. He's certainly dead. Seb, are they going to go back in? The Primal Roar. They found the back line. Solo. They're going to try and break through the shallow grave. Science saves him. The Black Hole goes on through. The BKB Black Hole on the 4. The Rolling Thunder goes on through. Stalls up the damage from Samel. Can they actually down Samel? They actually do. Oh, ILTW. He's putting out the damage. He's pumping out the brakes. He's going to go for Seb. Slow him down. With the Biscuits Nasal Goo. The snowball. Oh, they got another one. Resolution comes through. They manage to get him. ILTW with a sick bash takes the 4th kill, and that's a dieback from Seb.
They just have too much heal on the side of VP. They finally outlasted them. You saw how long it took that Storm to die. He pops his Bloodstone. He knows he's dead, but he's just trying to buy as much time as possible. And ILTW, his hero finally comes online. Doesn't care about that 4-man Black Hole. They're just pumping heals into these cores, keeping them alive.
I think he got 2 different clutch bashes there. I think one was on Sumail and then that other one to stop the TP.
Yeah, you can see no one right here. He outplays them. The Global Silence goes down, but there's nobody to catch him. He hears the roar, and he knows it's go time. Everything is free from here on out. The roar goes out. They all stack on top.
Such a beautiful Black Hole. There's so much damage from this light he uses here, but then Sumail gets stunned up by the Rolling Thunder, and they don't get a second Sleight of Fist in.
Gets bashed. Lucky shot procced. The Storm was still alive till the very end there. Resolution. He's got enough backup. The bash at the last second from ILTW to clutch it. Oh, that was so well done. And again, this is such a nice Storm to watch. He gets globaled, but he's already zipped onto the high ground on the left side just in case somebody wants to blink in. Resolution pops the ball.
He just wants to make sure there's no chance of any funny business. Nobody's going to blink in and try and steal all these items. They get the Refresher Shard and Cheese on the Pango, and they get the Aegis for ILTW. Probably not the ideal target. Maybe would have preferred no one, but I guess if you're going to assault high ground, it will be the Bristleback in front. And he's now got a double damage with an Abyssal Blade as well. They're going to give him a bottle to put the DD in so they don't have to immediately go high ground either.
They don't want to make OG's mistakes and rush things. You still want to be careful here, OG, with the Black Hole.
And what this means is they finally have a BKB piercing disable. Seb no longer has the freest Black Hole game.
I mean, even with that, it didn't feel like they had enough damage going into it.
Yeah, certainly. And that's why he's trying to get more damage out with the Magnum Scepter on the Enigma.
Now he's taking a lot of damage, but look, the 2 supports on the back line. It's so hard for OG. You don't want to commit the roar for one of these 2 supports because they save each other. So you almost simultaneously have to flip the switch. Sox has to go for one, 33 has to go for the other, while you're popping global so they can't save each other. It's such a complicated way to win this game now. If ILTW just sits up here, and he's gonna commit. Sumail tries to go for the supports. He wants him to
trying to get that fast kill, but no one.
They grab
the Vortex. The Global Silence goes off a little bit too late. No one in some trouble. The Black Hole actually lacking him too, but they do have the False Promise. No one may survive a little bit longer. They manage to get a bash onto Seb. Now the roll in from Resolution. Rolling Thunder bounces once, twice onto Saxa. Hops over him, hits 33 instead. While no one goes up to full health, laying into Saxa, trying to get that kill. A punch in the air, and no one will retreat back to the rest of his team, where they're going to try and deal with Sumail. Sumail low on mana here. One Sleight of Fist, but now he's going to come back down to earth. Quickly surrounded by Virtus Pro heroes. He's maybe dying here. Saxa trying to bail him out with the snowball. They're getting the LTW is trying to get him with the Abyssal Blade. Kind of damage, just a little more, but no! Sumail, he goes for the the TP out. No one finally gets him. He finally gets that kill, but he's committed his life to be able to get that, and he will certainly die without the mana. ILTW, now a man, a machine, a monster, just looking for more kills, and a 2 versus 4. The roll is on Zion. ILTW tries to save his support. He goes for Seb. Seb's so low, but now he's been broken as well. Tries to slow him down even further. BKB goes off. No more slows. He's able to get away. Instead, he turns on a Note. So Note's laying the damage on his Zion's, but he survives. He gets through all of that, runs away with ILTW. They get that kill on the one support. The guy
shard hits.
blocked him in, but immediately an Abyssal Blade. Saxa still gets up. He's still alive. He's still alive. A bash. One more, and he can save him, but he finally goes down, but it cost them so much. OG, they've committed so hard just to be able to kill a damn 4 position. ILTW slows him down to a crawl. A board blocks him in. A 33. He gets the blink away. A TP.
Is he gone?
Can he get out? No bash. No. ILTW misses the kill. 33 gets out.
And OG, they somehow hold throughout all of that. And if they could have saved their Ember Spirit, oh, that would have been such a definitive hold for them. And we're going to see it here again. The global silence comes up. They were so close to killing Seb. He almost did not get this black hole off.
Yeah. But even when he does, the false promise on no one is all it took. He heals up to full. ILTW just doesn't really care because he's got an Aegis.
But look at this. They get so deep that they can't protect Solo anymore. Sumail just jumps the backline. You've got to be careful here. This is Aegis syndrome where because you have Aegis, you feel invincible. That does not apply to the rest of your team.
Sumail gets so low that Snowball, Lotus Orb on ILTW, preventing him from outputting the damage, forcing no one to go back in, and in turn committing his life to trade for Sumail.
Oh, that was a risky fight.
Back into the game we go. 33 to 23. A 4,000 net worth lead for Virtus Pro. But honestly, does net worth even mean anything?
No,
in
it
this
only
game?
comes down to the fights.
It all comes down to who's going to execute better. Swashbuckle cooldown talent for Resolution. ILTW has the Warpath damage per stack. So he is going to be hitting really, really hard now.
As if he doesn't already, he's got a leveler too.
Oh, that's a great way to break open the base, that's for sure. Look at him, he's got 5 stacks right now, hits for 500.
And you can see that Seb has also determined that he doesn't do enough damage, and he can't rely on his other cores to be alive with him at the end. So he's going to go for the Aghanim Scepter himself. An item we don't see very often because most of the time you go Refresher, but I think he's relying more on the damage of that initial catch on that black hole. He wants to try to get that Bristleback, who is a melee hero. So you can't really rely on him to save it for Seb. And that's a little bit unreasonable here.
Bill needs another 1,800 gold if he wants to buy that Aghanim Scepter and still have buyback.
It's so hard to breach high ground for either team. I mean, this is the game that I wanted. We're getting it right now. Both fans of both teams should be so excited right now.
A 4-man smoke up.
Maybe if they catch that, here's the bash.
He managed to get a bash, but a blink away immediately by Resolution.
Not willing to commit there, and rightfully so. They don't have enough vision right now. They don't want to just ditch their supports. Keep your supports alive, VP. And this is the most cat and mouse thing I've ever seen. It's keep your supports alive. Find the supports, OG.
It's so crazy to me that this team fight could come down to, because very likely Seb's going to target ILTW, right? He's got the Abyssal.
Yes.
So in turn,
well, he wants the Storm.
Oh, they're going to go for it here. Lotus Orb bouncing back. That Malif is stunned. He cleanses off with Guardian Greaves. Solo does something similar here. ILTW has been Silver Edge, and he's taking a lot of damage right now. That's why no one's going to come in, grab a few heroes, and give ILTW the space to retreat.
It takes so much for either team to win a team fight at this point.
But if he hits the black hole on ILTW, then it's up to Rezo to get a bash off of Swashbuckle.
Yes. Which we've seen him do before.
Yeah.
And he's going to buy out that Aghanim Scepter. He's got a Quickening Charm too. That's why it feels like black hole is always up.
He's got the Abyssal Blade now on Rezo with the Minotaur Horn. We've got Witless Shaco on Zayat. So he's at 3k HP. He is not easy to bring down.
No, not at all. He almost lived in that last engagement. He was like a quarter second off from being able to cast Greaves and then grave himself, and that would have been the death of 33.
Spell Prism for the Storm. Saxa, he wants solo. He always wants solo, and he may just have me too. Solo, can't even get off the false promise. The Rolling Thunder on 2 with the Vortex too. That might just be able to seal it. The black hole goes up and no one touches it. And the Rolling Thunder finishes off No-Tail. Immediately buys back ILTW. Managed to get the Abyssal Blade. 33, went for the kill on the sides, but he's so damn tanky. 33, can't really do anything there. He has to retreat. Back underneath the Sentry, there goes that Abyssal Blade. Used onto Saxa. Saxa still has a snowball. And he has a blink up. Can he blink away? He blinks away in time before the Rolling Thunder can catch him. Rezo, he used his refresher orb for this thing to get a kill, and they found No-Tail. No-Tail gets off the global silence, but he's certainly dead. OG, can they do anything off this one? The Yules are going down. The Rolling Thunder is still going up. They chained up Sumail and Seb. Now a Basher fall up on Seb as well. He's dead. He does have a buyback. They're going to try and chase Sumail next. The Shallow Grave goes off onto no one. No one turning. Sumail surrounded. He's dead as well. Another buyback could be forced as ILTW marches straight for those barracks.
Seb, without Black Hole, what are you supposed to do here? Maybe he just buys out refreshers, sells a bunch of stuff. I don't know. But that Black Hole did not connect in the way they needed him to.
No, it certainly did not.
And all the buybacks coming out now.
Now they have to stall for 50 seconds if they want this. Oh, lower kick! It pushed Saxa into the rest of Virtus Pro, and ILTW, they don't really want to go for him.
This is not the target you wanted to kick into the base.
Saxa, so tanky, but eventually he's going to die here.
Another
left
kick
in the middle of him. Kicks Rezo into his allies, but at the same time, they can't do anything with these positionings. They don't have the damage to take advantage of that.
He needs to kick the supports.
He needs to kick Solo or Zayat into the rest of OG.
And instead, he just gives him a freebie. He doesn't have buyback. 577 gold short.
He dropped the gem as well, so it's going to be a lot harder to be able to kill Solo. Solo is currently split. 2-man remnant. Follow up with the swashbuckle. The bash went down, and now they're going to be able to get on top of Seth. That's a buyback. Sumail against the world. He's going to have to be able to slide a fist and get back to the fountain and play with this, constantly harassing VP.
They're going
know
for the edge.
They see this opportunity. They're going to start chopping down those tier 4s. A glyph goes in. 33 and Sumail. And next up, No-Tail. A 3 versus 5. Could they possibly do this? It's going to be rented out. No one. A little bit low. It's just going to keep them chained right in front of their fountain. No hope to retreat. Only a buyback available for 33. And Virtus Pro taking the buildings. They will take everything from OG in this best of 5 finals. They have done it. A 2-1, but they come back in game 4. They come in 5, and Virtus Pro are your ESL 1 LA champions.
What a